Hey guys, welcome to this 2000 point battle report. Today I'm going to be using my Ork Kult speed. The list for this is up in the video titled 2000 point Ork Army, so go and take a look at that. Only change is I switched out the weird boy for a pain boy on a bike, and I'm going to be fighting against Sam's Tau. Now this is the brand new Tau codex, so in the second time I've played against it, and the first battle report using these guys. Mission is 2000 points, Maelstrom of War, and yeah, back in a second with Sam's army.
Right, here's my 2000 points of Tau. So, it's a new formation, which I will be using the less powerful rules for, so you know. So my leader is a commander. He literally has 2 twinning burst cannons and that's it. We also have a Fireblade. I've got 5 crisis battlesuits with missile pods and twinning burst cannons. Got a unit of Fire Warriors with the new turret. Unit of missile broadsides. Riptide with heavy burst cannon and smart missiles. Devilfish transporting 10 of the new breaches. 2 Pathfinder teams of 5 men. 14 crew, they are 10 and 10 again, and that is the Hunter contingent, Hunter Cadre, and then I've got an optimised Stealth Cadre with a unit of 4 stealth suits, a unit of 5 stealth suits, and a unit of 3 ghost kills, all with twinning burst cannon and iron rake, and that is 2000 points of Tau. Doesn't look like a lot, but we shall see. On to deployment.
Right, so the mission we rolled up is Contact Lost. So we've got standard Dawn of War deployment, and you have to hold objectives to be able to hold objective points in order to be able to draw objective cards. So this might actually favour my orcs quite nicely with the multiple objectives, but I know just how powerful this new Tau codex is, so not going to take anything for granted. I was fortunate enough to win the roll and deploy first. Having played against this new Tau list, I know that going second is a major disadvantage against it, so let's see how my orcs have lined up. So basically got a big long line on this rather nice snowboard here. All the bikes are over this side here with the knob and the pain boy tucked away to the back. They are screening 3 of my trucks. I've got shooter boys in that one and slugger chopper boys in those. Moving along here, my battle wagon is in the cover, looking to make the most of that reinforced ram, and the mega knobs and war boss are riding in there. Death copters are there, they still need to make their scout move, and they've got another truck of shooter boys, truckload of tank busters positioned behind the rock just in case Sam gets first turn with C's, and then the last mob of slugger boys there. Over here got my 2 Dakar jets in reserve, so that's the army. Quite a nice long line, but hoping to make the most of the speed, and I'm already claiming a couple of objectives. Over here the Tau have really gone in 3 clusters. Got a unit of Pathfinders and the broadside suits there. Over on this flank we've got a unit of Fire Warriors and a unit of Pathfinders, and they're backed up by a Riptide. And then in the centre we've got the optimised Stealth Cadre, the 2 units of stealth suits and the big ghost kill unit, and then in that Devilfish is the Breacher team. And so they're quite nicely positioned, a little bit far back from their deployment line and all in cover, and then almost missed them. Down here we've got some sneak recruits behind the trees infiltrated there. So I'm going to make my scout move for the death copters, then we're going to try and seize the initiative and be back in a minute. Okay, so for my scout move I moved my death copters up from here over to the middle there, so they can still get a little bit of cover from that rock, but looking to strike the Devilfish before those breaches get going, because I don't want them getting close to my army. Sam rolled to seize initiative but failed, so orcs are up first, drawing 1 objective to start with, so on to Ork turn 1. Okay, so Ork turn 1, and basically it's just a massive surge forward on this flank. The bikes, the trucks, the battle wagon charging through the dangerous terrain, and the copters have really pushed up ahead of the line. Now this turn I drew Supremacy as my objective, and with the Tau holding a solid 2 objectives, one over there and one over there, I needed to capture 4 objectives. And I was able to do that. This truck is holding this one down there. The Death Copter's holding that one in the middle. This one's being held by that truck, and this truck's holding that one there. Now, my shooting was almost completely ineffective. I just loads of rockets, big shooters, sluggers, just everything firing into the Tau line as I moved forward, and I killed 2 fire warriors and 1 stealth suit. And that was it for shooting. Had a shot at the devilfish with my death copters, but they completely failed to damage it, just a whole load of 1s and 2s. But knowing the way that turn was going and the night fighting and general Tau trickery, it had probably saved it anyway. One success was I did manage to score first blood. These boys came up out of their truck and charged the crew, killed half of them, and then caught them on the consolidation. So they are a little bit exposed out in the open now, but that is first blood, and I was fortunate enough to roll a 5. So the Orks take an early 4-1 lead, but the Tau are soon to retaliate. On to Tau, turn 1. Right, so in Tau turn 1, Sam was unlucky enough to draw the Harness the Warp card, which he didn't discard as per the normal house rules because he's warming up for a tournament here. And judging by the Tau shooting phase, I think he's going to have a very good chance in the tournament. So, started with marker lights. He put a couple onto the battle wagon and 4 onto the bikes. Then the battle wagon was shot by just 1 stealth team. 3 guys with burst cannons, anti-infantry weapons. But because of the Wall of Mirrors special rule for the stealth cadre thing, they were counted as hitting the rear armour and hitting on a 2+, ignoring cover. So, that got blown away in a single volley. Guys got out in front and then proceeded to take combined fire from the other burst cannon equipped stealth team, the breachers, and the devilfish that moved up and disembarked the breachers there. What killed the death copters? Oh yeah, they died to the fire from the ghost kills, completely wiped them out. Things are looking pretty bad. But then to make matters worse, the Riptide, the Fire Warrior team, and the gun drones combined fire on the warbikes, and even I rolled a really above average for my saves, but because of the marker lights they had no cover and he was hitting on a 2+. I'm left with a wounded pain boy, 1 biker, and the knob. Luckily they did pass the leadership test, but I say that was above average saves and they still got butchered. Over on this side, as expected, the boys from this squad got wiped out by fire from the broadsides, and the knob is left on 1 wound thanks to passing 6 out of 7 4-up saves from the cover of the ruins. So again, it's the firepower of the Tau is just incredible. But on a positive note, he didn't really score many objectives.
Bloody table you at this rate.
Yeah, at this rate, it's going to either be the Tau table meet or the Orks win on points. Anyway, let's see if the Orks can do something in turn 2. We got reserves coming on. Right, so with the Orks holding 4 objectives at the start of the turn, I was able to draw 4 cards. Domination, hold the line, here we go, and hold the line. Sorry, did I say hold the line? Behind enemy lines. Now, this is a rare opportunity where I've actually had a chance at scoring domination because of the mobility and number of small fast units in this army. So I pulled these 2 trucks back to hold these 2 objectives, pushed that one up onto that one, the tank buster stayed on that one, and this truck that was empty just turbo boosted to that one with little hope of actually killing anything, but it's going to score the objective. Bikes also went on a suicide run over there, so I was able to claim the objectives for domination, but in terms of actually doing damage, there was still a long way to go. 2 Dakka jets swoop on and blast the fire warriors, killing all the fire warriors and sending the fire blade running off the board. Hopefully next turn he won't rally and he'll run off, and that will be a nice point there. As for the rest of the army, well, the trucks that could shoot all had a shot, tried to kill some stuff, did take out a couple of drones. Apart from that, not really a lot. He's very clever. He placed his stealth teams to the front, but still in cover. So they're 2 up save in any sort of cover. It was just a real struggle to try and do anything. Mega Knobs ran forward and were able to get the charge off in the end, but as you can see, that was a lot of casualties on the way in, supporting fire from the Ghost Keels, burst cannons from the stealth team. Did these guys get? The breaches and the devilfish. So much supporting fire, and in the end, I've got my war boss on 1 wound and 1 Mega Knob. They did manage to crush the stealth suits in combat, but scary times. Lost almost all that unit, and now they're looking down the barrel of far too many guns. The 1 remaining knob over here tried to get a charge off there, actually made the charge but got wiped out by supporting fire again. So much firepower. I'm just getting blasted off the board here, but I am actually still winning somehow, and my opponent's not looking too happy about this. Thinking, okay. But managed to score domination and rolled a 5 on the D3. Rolled a 4 on the D3, so it's worth a total of 5. Scored behind enemy lines with 3 units: the bikes, the truck, and the war boss. So that's actually worth another D3, and that's another 2 points. So that's cool. Going to discard hold the line because I just haven't got the units to hold back. So the Orks are very much in the lead, but the scary Tau firepower could still blow me off the board. Anyway, on to Tau turn 2. Right, so Tau turn 2. The Tau weren't actually able to draw any objectives this turn because he wasn't holding any at the start of the turn, so that's put them at a big disadvantage on points. But they more than made up for it with their firepower. So first things first, his reserves came in, landed here, and it's this big squad of crisis suits led by his commander. Although that's a Forge World model, it's been played just as a regular commander with 2 twin-link burst cannons. So they landed down there. Rest of the army pretty much stayed fairly static and just shot. The Fireblade did manage to rally. So then we had the Pathfinders, the Devilfish, I believe, and the what are they called? They're called Breaches, aren't they? They took a shot at the bikes there, wiped them out. Was to be expected. It was very much a suicide run from the bikes. Then the Riptide shot into this truck here, wrecked it. The guys got out, tried to hide behind it, but took massive firepower from the crisis team, who were then able to run in the movement phase because of their in the shooting phase, despite having shot as well, and then jetpacked over to there. So they've landed, killed a unit, run, and got all the way to the objective. So they're in big work for Sam there. Over this side, firepower's a little bit less effective. This stealth team managed to fail to wreck that truck, so then the broadsides opened up, wrecked it, but the guys got out past the pinning test, and the Pathfinders shot that truck and failed to wreck it. So trucks are surviving pretty well, even if the boys aren't. The most galling thing of all was these bloody ghost keels. Sorry, excuse my French. They fired into my war boss, killed my war boss, and then charged the surviving Mega Knob. And thanks to being monstrous creatures, actually managed to kill a Mega Knob in combat. So I've lost Slay the Warlord, although that is the first score for the Tau today. So end of the turn, Orks have still got a lot of points and a lot of boys on the board, but some of our most powerful units have been wrecked and wiped out. So let's see if the Orks can come back in Ork turn 3.